I'd rather suffer here than in the UK. I mean, it's cold. Let's suffer in the heat. Do you know what I mean?
The UK isn't my home because I went through so much there. Things like being 12 years old, walking down the street with my little brother and having men 18, 19, 20 years old shouting racial abuse at us in the street.
I've been called the M-word before. I've been called a monkey.
Really?
Yeah.
For me as a mum, there's only one way to deal with that. I'm either gonna fight or I'm gonna, you know, I also experienced racism. I remember, you know, being called the N-word, walking across the road and not really understanding why.
Yeah, I went to university twice and I dropped out twice, to be honest with you. Yeah, literally twice. If I could go back in time, I would go back to uni twice and drop out twice again.
At 5 years old, he came back and he told me, I don't play with anyone, mummy, I don't have friends. And I said, oh, why? What happened, Keziah? And he said, the little boys at school said they don't want to be my friend because I'm not white.
So me and Jed, we actually met online, to be honest with you. Yeah, we did.
Online dating.
Online dating, so...
Tinder to be exact.
Tinder to be exact, yeah.
I could be the best mother to my children, and my children, they have the freedom to run around, you know. In the UK, our house was so small, so playing football in the house and all those things, you can imagine how that goes.
Hello guys, and welcome back again to another amazing episode, and this is the diaspora transition episode. We interview people who decided to leave the diaspora to relocate to the continent. And you know, as you guys already know, the last week episode I interviewed Daniel and Joel. They are a couple who decided to leave the UK to Ghana, and they're literally living in the middle of nowhere. Now, we said in the interview that Daniel said,
my daughter's coming, 2 of my daughters are coming, my oldest daughter and one of my 13-year-olds are coming, and my 2 grandchildren. So, as I'm just saying it now, brother, I didn't convince them. I didn't say anything to convince them, they just saw. So they saw what I was doing out here, and my actions have been my testimony. That's what's, you know, sparked my daughter and said, look what my dad's done, and he's made a better life for himself. And she's seen that and she's recognized that she wants that same life for herself and her family.
They are here with us here on the show today, and I really want to interview them, you know, how their journey started, why they decided to join their, you know, father or her father in Ghana. And I'm so excited. So without further ado, Kay and Jada, welcome on the show.
Thank you very much.
Now, Akwaba, that's how we say it when you get to Ghana, meaning welcome. Now, I was at the airport when you guys arrived. Can you tell me, like, the moment, you know, you touched down in Ghana, how did it feel like?
Oh, what's good, bro? What's good? Oh, you good?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Time coming, man.
I'm telling you, you're here.
I'll start. To be honest, it was an overwhelming feeling. Like, for me personally, I've been wanting to come back home for so long that I'd envisioned this moment. I even remembered the heat, like when I was younger, landing in Nigeria. I was anticipating that again, just walking out of the airport, feeling the air of Africa again, and it was amazing. It was amazing, yeah. How
was your experience like? Have you ever been to Africa? Or
Never been. I've never been to anywhere in Ghana, actually, in Africa actually. For me, it was very overwhelming, but it also felt like a sigh of relief. I just felt like I could just breathe when I touched down. When I came out of the airport, I took in everything. I was trying to, you know, smell the air, feel the heat, and I just can't even describe the feeling. Just pure excitement. Pure excitement.
Let's take you back. You know, Dan is your father. Yeah, and he moved to the continent almost 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Now, let's go back a little bit. When he was moving, where were you at that time?
So we was in West Drayton in London. It's called Hillingdon. It's a small little area, and I remember when my dad moved, I remember feeling like, you know, what's he doing? It's crazy because, like I said, we don't know anyone in Ghana, you know. A lot of our family's in Jamaica. So it's something I wanted to do, but I was like, how is he gonna do it, you know? And us being from the small little place in Hillingdon, it was like, how are we gonna do this? You know, this is when the questions started going in my head. This is something I wanna do, but how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna get there? And so, watching his journey definitely had its ups and downs, because we wasn't sure in the beginning, but seeing him now, it just inspiring.
So you were watching
Watching. We didn't stop watching. We didn't stop watching.
Man.
Wow, where were you at that time too? You were
So I was with Jada as well. Yeah, so just before they left from our place, so we was with them for pretty much that whole week before they left. So you know, it was surreal, because even from my perspective, obviously I'm Nigerian. I have family in Nigeria as well, and I just know that sometimes, you know, there's a rhetoric that goes around about Africa being so difficult, and you know, like, if you aren't rich and you have loads of connections, it's going to be really hard for you to settle down. So for me to witness Mr. King going and making that move, it filled me with confidence, to be honest, and I had a lot of respect, because I know that it's not easy. You know, there's a lot of people that doubt it, there's a lot of people that could question what you're doing, but to have that self-belief and to have the drive to just go and do it, it definitely woke something up in me, myself.
Okay. Now I asked him, what did he say to you guys to let you, you know, come here, or did he convince you? He said, no, you guys decided one day that you want to make the move. Can we talk about the moment before the decision, or what really triggered your decision to come down here to Ghana and to start a new life, basically?
For me, life in the UK, it was getting on top of us. I don't know how much you know about the UK, but the cost of living crisis is on at the moment, and that was really getting to us. I think there's a lot of pressure, you know, being a 22-year-old in the UK, to make it, be having this amount of money, a certain amount of money by a certain amount of time, and it's all in a place where it's so hard to do, a place where you're not even seen as equals. So watching my dad, the progress of where he had started and where he is now, that was a huge driving factor. But we just had conversations after conversations, watching YouTube videos after YouTube videos, you know, the possibilities in Ghana, how much could be done. And one day we just decided, we're doing this. I think it was in November 2022, we said, we're doing this, and we're going to make sure we do it. And now here we are, May 2023. It's surreal, but
time, getting ready to go.
Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Eli from Africa. Today we will be doing a video of this black couple who moved from the UK to Ghana, and let's see what's that unique thing in Africa that's attracting our diaspora brothers to move to this place. And this is a video that was done by Web Nation. This is a channel that does interviews with those diasporans, those black brothers who are moving to Africa, the African diasporans. And so let's see what's that one thing driving our African brothers, our black brothers, to move from the US to Canada, UK, back to Africa. And there are so many other reasons, my friends, and let's roll in this video and see whatever is motivating them. First, we are going to realize from this interview, the life in the UK, the life in the diaspora is so fucking expensive, and it's a testimony they are giving, that comparing life, the Ghanaian life, to that life of the UK, the Ghana life is better, is much more favorable, fair to them, because they were living in an expensive house, a small but expensive house, just like a unit or a studio apartment. They were paying a lot, they were spending so much, so they couldn't save anything, they couldn't have their home. You pay a lot of taxes, and you know, the environment is harsh. You have no one to give you connections to job. So the moment you run out of jobs, that's the moment you stop eating. That's the moment you lack the money to pay for taxes, your rent, and all that stuff. Everything is money, money, money. And that is one of the reasons that drove them to come to Africa, to test whatever Africans go through, whatever we enjoy in Africa, whatever Ghanaians are enjoying. And the climate also did favor them. It's so cold. The winters are so cold, and the autumn, just the 4 seasons are not that good for our black brothers. And that, as a matter of fact, they go through a lot just to adapt. And this is one of the reasons they are moving. I've seen a couple of videos of African from the UK, the black family living in the diaspora moving to Africa, not just because of the climate or something. This is just because of their health issues and the rest. And apart from that, the black people, we know them, how strong our immune is. And if you see something affecting the black brothers, then the environment is not good. And also we are going to realize that just apart from that, the life is expensive. Apart from being expensive, there is a lot of black exploitation, the modern exploitation. There is just how we are being treated that's not fair in the diaspora, and that's whatever is motivating most of our African brothers to move back to Africa. And just as just to synthesize, to emphasize on whatever the couple are saying, it is so hard to invest in the diaspora, because let's imagine if you have if you are paying 1.5k sterling pounds or euros for your rent, that's a lot compared to whatever you're going to pay in Africa. In Africa, you can live in a good house for a bit cheaper, not even a bit, extremely cheaper prices. And I'm talking about 50, 60, $100, I mean, and you are in a very good house, or 90 sterling pounds, and you are in a very comfortable house. Life in Africa is very affordable, and you can see that everyone moving to Africa is testifying. I saw of a lady, Robinson, she moved to Africa and she has a lot of investments in Ghana. She has a lot of mansions. We can see, like, there is a great step when you move from a land of captivity to a land of much freedom, where you are appreciated, where you can invest, where things are not that expensive. This is Africa. We are calling you, our black brothers, back. If you hear this call, this is me calling you. This is all Africans calling you. So if you come across this video, bros, we love you. We want you back in Africa. That's whatever we want. We want the best for you, brothers. And if we are united, if we get united, then we can build our own continent, a very good one, that you won't go to the diaspora. You won't have to travel. You won't need to travel to the United States, to UK, to Canada, to Mexico to look for jobs. Jobs will be here. Let's come invest and employ our black brothers. Thank you so much for supporting this channel, and I salute you, my Ghanaian friends. Ghana is among the best countries to visit in Africa. Thank you so much. Please subscribe. It's your first time coming across this channel. Salute you all, guys.